That's the unraveling that you're talking about. The unraveling of like, this is what I thought it was going to look like, or this is what they told me, or what the world was pointing to. But I feel like it's almost behind our first no, our first like, no, I will not do it that way. I don't know what way I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it not that way. Because then it becomes
Yeah.
the uncovering of, well, now what do I want? And I find that a lot in sessions that I do within my practice is that we untangle the things, but then we get locked up in, now that you have space, now that there's something there that we've released, and that now we understand that the sky is the limit and I can create what I want to create, then it becomes, what do I want? And I think a lot of
Yeah.
us get locked up there. So how did you uncover what you wanted to do with your space when you started unraveling?
Hmm. I think there's kind of a thread that's carried through my whole life, which is knowing that I wanted to create something for myself. And I wanted other people to have that invitation as well.
Mm.
Of like when you look at, all of the popular people that we look up to them because they innovated and because they did things differently. And I remember, sitting in classes in high school, just thinking it was so funny that we were, taught to conform and taught to follow the path. But then the very people that we were reading about and looking up to were the ones who broke the mold and did things differently. So I think, my two buttons that I talk about all the time are condescension and hypocrisy. And I started identifying those two things very quickly, in probably as a teenager. And instead of just having this rage about them, it's something that I use as an accountability point for myself. So I think in the process of unraveling and uncovering what I want to do with my life, it's really just been leaning into finding what I want to do authentically in the small moments. We went through COVID where we had the big phrase of non-essential workers coming out and really sort of ranking people in importance based on what they do. And while there's no denying that there are certain aspects of basic survival that we need to have first, Maslow's hierarchy of needs before we meet, self-edification. I don't think it needs to be a scale of what's more important or what's less important or what you have to do first before you can relax and retire. So I think for me, instead of chasing the degrees and chasing, all the milestones that you're supposed to hit in the 21st century, it's been about finding things in the moment that bring me joy